What is up, everybody? We are now rolling into week 4 of the NFL season. So let's take a look at our waiver wire pickups for week 4. There are a few guys that were on our last week's waiver wire and week before that I won't have on this one. That includes like Tank Dell. He should have been on your team already and you could have played him last week. Marvin Mims as well, more of a longer term kind of hold. And then, of course, Sam LAPORTA. Some people will expect these guys to be on this list, but they were on previous waiver wire lists already, so we won't add them to this one. So make sure you like the video. Make sure you're subscribed. We are live about 4 nights a week. So if you are listening to us, if you are watching us being subscribed, you would have some of these guys on your squad already. But let's get into the week 4 waiver wire pickups. The first waiver priority pickup is going to be none other than Devon ACHANE. Had a coming out party for ACHANE, 18 for 203, 2 tutties on the ground, 4 catches for 30 yards, and another 2 tutties in the air. This was an absolute massacre of a game. Mostert did wind up coming out of this game at a certain point, but ACHANE was very much involved, so he has to be a must-add waiver wire pickup. Now, I would say temper the expectations, though, because we don't know what's going to happen going forward. Mostert isn't going anywhere. We had to have an injury happen to Wilson and Ahmed in the first place for ACHANE to get on the field. Now that he's there, I think he'll be ahead of Ahmed. But once Wilson comes back, that's where we have to be careful. We don't know what ACHANE's workload is going to be. But for now, you're going to pick him up and you're going to fire him up until we hear what's going on with Jeff Wilson. ACHANE's not going to get 20-plus carries or 20-plus opportunities normally. This was an outlier of a game. He should be a solid RB2 for the rest of the season, hopefully. So if any of these guys get hurt, ACHANE, of course, jumps right up and gets a ton more of opportunities. So it's going to be interesting to see as we go forward. I think after last game, it might be a little bit hard to try and keep him off the field, but we'll see how it all turns out with Mostert and Wilson there. But ACHANE a must add off of waivers for week 4. Next up, we'll talk about another running back who has probably been dropped after the first 2 weeks in most leagues is going to be Jerick McKinnon. Only 2 rushing attempts, 9 yards, 3 catches for 19 yards, but 2 touchdowns. He is mainly just a pass catcher. It's been weird, the usage the first kind of 2 weeks, I guess. Even this week, really. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns to kind of save the day, but is this something that's going to continue going forward? I mean, he didn't have a ton of attempts. He's not playing a ton. Only about 30% of the snaps. We saw what he did last year where he just came out of nowhere and started producing a ton of fantasy points. So he's a guy that you might just want to stash on your bench, on your roster, because if one of these guys get hurt in Kansas City, McKinnon is going to be a guy that's going to get more work. So add McKinnon off waivers if he's out there. Let's move over to the tight end position. We talked about Sam LAPORTA plenty on our channel. If you haven't watched any of our videos or haven't caught us on our live streams where we consistently have been talking about Sam LAPORTA, Hammer, my partner in crime, loves him some Sam LAPORTA. So we have been talking about him a lot lately. So make sure you are subscribed. But he should already be rostered. But let's talk about the tight end that we are going to talk about today, which is going to be Luke Musgrave of the Packers. 8 targets, 6 for 49. He looks to be involved in the offense. So if you're stuck looking for somebody off of waivers to play, Musgrave could be a solid play for you. So it might be hard to rely on him as a starter, but if you need to fill in for the position, Luke Musgrave is a guy that you can look into. Now let's look into the wide receiver position. We had a huge injury. Mike Williams out for the season. Prayers up. Hopefully he's going to be okay. But we've told you for a while now to stash Quentin Johnston on the bench. The percentage, the chances that both Mike Williams and Keenan Allen were both going to stay healthy for a full season are very, very slim, and we've seen it happen already. We're in week 4 now, and Mike Williams is gone for the season. Keenan Allen is obviously just balling out so far, but how are we going to replace Mike Williams? Quentin Johnson, and of course, Joshua Palmer, who's been there. It looks like Palmer has the edge over Johnson. He has been playing more. Quentin Johnson is a rookie. Don't forget, guys. I know we get spoiled with some of these rookies coming in and producing right away, but you have to remember these guys are coming from college. They haven't played an NFL season, which is a longer season. And when you have veterans that can play before your rookies that you can get in there, just so they can learn more and get up to game speed, it takes a little bit longer sometimes for some of these rookies to get acclimated during the season. You don't see it really to that second half of the season. And that's what we could see here. We can see a surge from Quentin Johnson. We know what he can do. We know the upside that he has with a Justin Herbert who's been killing it so far. So you can pick up both of these guys or either or of these guys off of waivers, and you should feel confident in playing them going forward. I wouldn't be so inclined to play Quentin Johnson yet. Definitely just hold on to him because, like I said, Palmer is going to be that next guy up. So you've got Palmer and Quentin Johnson both going to get some more snaps here. And I wouldn't play QJ yet until we can kindly see a good game out of him. I'd feel a little more comfortable with Josh Palmer since he's been there. But over the course of the season, I do like QJ a lot more than I like Josh Palmer. So pick up both of these guys in the waivers for week 4. And the last wide receiver that we are going to talk about is Wan'Dale Robinson. Plays his first game for the Giants this year after coming out of injury. Doesn't play a ton, only 22% of snaps, but comes out with 4 catches for 21 yards on 5 targets. So just kind of where he left off last year, it looks like they are trying to get Wan'Dale Robinson the football. Looks like he is going to have some sort of role. It was his first game back, so we can expect it might take a few games for him to really get involved because they just have a ton of wide receivers over there on the Giants. But he was second on the team in receptions to Paris Campbell 6. You cannot just throw him in your starting lineup right now, but he's a guy to just stash on the bench for now, hold on to, because he is a guy that could get a bigger role as the season goes on. So pick up Wan'Dale Robinson, throw him on your bench there for week 4 off of waivers. And that'll wrap it up for this video, guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Leave a comment below. Are you picking up any of these guys? Are you not picking up any of these guys? Do you have some of these guys on your squad already? Did I forget somebody, or is there somebody I should have added to this list? Let me know down in the comments. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Smash that like for me. Smash that subscribe if you're new. Like I said, we are live almost every night. So catch us about 10 Eastern time. We answer all questions, redraft and dynasty. But until next time, peace.